my friends, and welcome back. I have the privilege of being with Kathleen Mitford and Satish Thomas, CVP of Global Industry Marketing and CVP of Business and Industry Solutions. Did I get it right?
Yes, thanks for having us.
Yes.
I'm so glad you're here. Let's start first with this notion of becoming doing frontier transformation. Tell us about that. What does it mean? We heard a lot about it in the keynote, but I want to get a sense for what that means.
Yeah, Seth, when we look at companies that are frontier, it means that they are using AI across every part of their business, every function, every role, every business process. And as we heard from Judson yesterday, we see that there are four main, areas where companies are really getting value and transforming with AI. And first, it starts with your employees. So how you can become more productive using like Copilot. If anybody took my Copilot away, I know I would be very, very upset. The second area is around creating more personalized experiences. And when you think about a personalized experience, if you're shopping, it's how can you have personalized shopping recommendations?
Yeah.
Or when you're seeing a doctor, personalized care for you. So that's the second area. And then the third area we see is where companies are transforming all of their business processes. So looking at everything that they do and saying, how can AI really transform that for me? But then the fourth use case, which I get really excited about, is how can you bend the curve on innovation? So how can you use AI to enter into a new product area, a new service area, or create a completely new business?
Yeah, that's cool. So the four areas, the first one is, just to remind me what the first four is. I want to make sure I get them right. Client transformation, right? Frontier transformation for businesses when they're client facing. The second one was...
Well, the first one was employees. Enriching employee experiences.
The second one was for customer experiences.
Providing more personalized experiences.
And then the third one was... bending innovation was the fourth one,
right? The fourth one, right.
And then the third one was...
was transforming your business processes, your workflows.
And here's the thing, I love it, because I've done the AI tour with Judson, and when he says those things, if you're wondering how to start doing the transformation, those are the four areas you can look at.
Those are the four. Those are the areas where we see customers getting value today. And the biggest value and the biggest impact.
So let's turn to you, Satish. Yep. Let's talk about how can people start doing this? Because now that we have the framing from the business perspective, how can you actually implement this kind of thing?
And I love the framing, and I learned that, never take Kathleen's Copilot away. Based on that framing, I think one of the things, I always like to start with is the broader Microsoft cloud, right? Be it planet scale infrastructure and Azure, data with Fabric, Biz Apps and Dynamics, low code, no code, and Power Platform, and then, of course, the work we're doing, Copilot Studio and more. So the way to get started is essentially within that framing of the four pillars, think about what can you agentify, what can you automate, what can you leverage AI to fundamentally change the curve. So for example, we are seeing customers leverage, for example, when you start this journey, you might have to start on the data side to get your data together. But when we think about agents, we're seeing customers think about it from a functional perspective, from an industry perspective, and maybe some regional aspects as well. And of course, what we're doing is we're helping customers accelerate that journey. So we have some out-of-the-box agents that we build, surprise, surprise, on the broader platform. So you can take those agents like the personalized shopping agent, it could be the finance agent, it could be the time and expense agent, and you can tailor that for your organization, use it, roll it out. But again, if you want to make it your own, you can customize it as well. So it's the Microsoft cloud using those tools and then using our out-of-the-box templates to accelerate or build your own as well.
Yeah, I love the idea of frontier transformation for employees, for customers, for business processes, and for innovation. Do you have examples?
I have so many examples.
Help us out.
And if you're here at Ignite in person down on the show floor, we have some really great examples with Levi's, with Kraft Heinz, with Premier League. So let me just touch on a couple of them. Okay. So I'm going to start with one that's close to my heart, Kraft Heinz, because my son loves ketchup. Okay, Heinz ketchup
on everything.
And on everything,
I love it.
like absolutely everything. I have to tell him you can't put it on cereal.
Oh my gosh!
So, but did you know that Kraft Heinz has ketchup masters? So ketchup masters, these are the experts on ketchup because it's very specific recipes. It has to be the right consistency. So they have about 40 of these ketchup masters. And what they wanted to do is take that expertise from those ketchup masters and make it available to a broader audience. So they used AI to make this available, this very special information that sits, with these Ketchup masters, and make that available to all. So I think that's a great example of how taking knowledge and making it available to a broader audience. Another example that I really love, because I love shopping, is Levi's. So Levi's has many, many agents, but two of them that I like is one that's called Stitch, which is for their store employees. So think about it, we're coming up to the holiday season, and retailers like Levi's have new help on the floor. So they created an agent called Stitch that takes all of the knowledge about all of their product lines. So if I came in and say, you were a store employee and asked you about a particular product, they have all of that knowledge right there. But it not only provides information about the products, but it also provides information about store procedures. So let's say, somebody falls, what do you do? It makes that available to them. So Stitch is for their employees, but then they also have agents for consumers. Like, let's say I'm looking for an outfit and I want to style it. So they have an agent that provides personalized shopping information as well. So those are just a couple of examples that I think really make an impact.
I love those examples because they hit on exactly some of those pillars that you were talking about. Can you give us insight into maybe some of the technologies that they may be using to make that happen?
Yeah, I'm learning so much today about ketchup, so many topics.
Me too.
So just to make it a little bit more concrete, right? So one of the things that we, I always when we talk to customers is get started yesterday with M365 Copilot, right? So that is what you can use today in your organizations across all of those pillars, depending on your use case. So, from a good, better, best. And then on top of it, there might be out-of-the-box pieces that we have in M365 Copilot, but you might want to build your own, both from an organization perspective, a function perspective, or an individual perspective. So that's where we talk about M365 Copilot with Copilot Studio, right? Where you can build your own agent, etc. And then the third is sort of like the good, better, best is M365 Copilot, Copilot Studio, and Dynamics 365, where we have these out-of-the-box agents, be it for procurement, for finance, etc., sales, that you can make your own, deploy in your organization, etc. But the key thing is you'll never fall off a cliff because these are all extensible.
Yeah.
And you'll never run out of gas because you can go as custom as you want to for your organization. So that's kind of that transition in terms of how you go on that adoption journey. But the key thing I always say is, you don't build muscle by watching somebody else go to the gym. You need to go to the gym. So similarly, just get started.
And I love how that first pillar of increasing employee productivity starts with Office, M365, Agent 365. Let's talk a little bit about how partners are helping scale all of this. I love our partners, by the way, so tell us about that.
I love our partners too. When we think about how we go to market, specifically how we go to market with industry as well, it's the partners. So when we engage with a customer, they're using the Microsoft platform, they're using, partner solutions, and we want to make sure that our customers can stay in the flow of work. So using a combination of Microsoft technology and partner solutions who have those industry-specific, applications, that's where, partners, we say partners make more possible.
Yeah. So, and partners on the engineering side, how are they helping?
100%. And I think, we're celebrating 50 years this year. And if you look at one of our biggest differentiators, I feel it's our partner ecosystem, right? And ultimately, Microsoft is a platform and a partner company. And especially on this AI journey, et cetera, we're seeing partners playing a huge part in going through that last mile and making it real, deployed in production on behalf of our customers, right? So partners are a super critical part of this. So every scenario that Kathleen and I talked about, there's always, a partner involved in making that possible for the customer. So ultimately, partners make it real across every function, every industry, and in every region.
So let's talk about where can people go to find out more about this. I know we have something called aka.ms AI use cases. Tell us what's there.
So what's there is for every industry and every function is what are the top use cases that we're seeing driving value today. So we encourage our watchers to go and check that out.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this is that I love the framing. I love the idea of Microsoft helping, and I love the idea of partners scaling. Any final thoughts from you?
No, I think like I said, just get started. And if I was, if I could tell the future, which I can, but there's going to be more agents. So the key thing is get going, use it, and see what you can do with it. And of
Amazing.
course, we're here to support.
All right, to learn more about AI and how it makes an impact in the industry every day, go check out Breakout 386. If you're a customer, Breakout 388. And thank you so much.